Yo, leading a winning team. This is a topic that I'm going to be diving into more and more into my videos. And the reason is because I'm starting to lead a winning team, right? Like I'm literally in the process of leading a winning team, right? We've just onboarded, more or less hired a new member today of our team, and he's going to, you know, at least what I want to happen with him is I want him to then to become the leader of our content team, right? Like I'm still in charge of marketing and a few other areas, but I want him to start to become in charge of the content team, meaning he has to have the vision of what our content should look like for not just our main client but for me as well, and for anybody else on the team that's going to be creating content. He's also going to be in charge of what the editors are doing, how they should edit the videos, etc. He's also going to be in charge of a few more roles that I have not mentioned to him yet, but that's essentially the plan. For me, it's going to give me back room and bandwidth to operate more and do more things, right? Because now I don't have to pay too much attention to the content. Obviously, I have to pay attention to it, but now it's less attention that I now get back and putting into my into the things that I'm working on, right? And as I'm really starting to build this team up, now I think we're up to, let's see, 9 team members, right? Plus a few extended team members. Now, think about that. That's a process that I have to manage. That's an operation that I have to ensure is on point, right? And so ensuring deadlines are being met, ensuring everybody's doing their part, ensuring that everybody's actually delivering. Mm, got some crazy hiccups and we're only 2 minutes in. So as I continue, every aspect of this content, and not even the content, every aspect of this team needs to be functional, right? Even I was helping somebody out with something 2 days ago, and I realized that I have to really not only take charge front 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 scene, if that makes sense, on the front, but I also have to take charge in the back, meaning that behind the scenes I need to make sure everything else is working so that whatever is happening in the front is functioning the way it needs to function. Sometimes you lead without even saying anything. You just take care of things that need to be taken care of. You don't need to tell people that it's already taken care of. You don't need to tell people that this is done, this is not done, etc. Right? So that plays a massive role in how you choose to lead, right? So I noticed that a few of the equipment that we needed for the task that we were doing wasn't there. So I didn't have to. I could have complained. I could have told somebody else to do it, but I just went, got it, put it in place. Went, got it, put it in place. Went, got the next thing, put it in place. Right then, at the end of the day, we had to make sure that everything was put away and everything was done. Everything was cleaned up. Everything looked nice. Everything was well where they needed to go. All right, and so I took charge of making sure that everything went where it needed to go. I didn't ask anybody else, where do you think this should go? Where, like, one, it's because I was involved in removing them, but I also understood that I had to take charge and organize, right? If I didn't organize, somebody else would organize. And if somebody else organizes, they're probably going to lose where things are supposed to go. They're probably going to misplace certain items. They're probably going to misplace certain tools. So leading from the front and leading from the back is something that I'm starting to do more and more, because I understand that for the team to grow, for everybody else on the team to actually function, for the team to be a functioning team and a winning team, a lot of this stuff really needs to be taken care of, and it really needs to be taken care of in the right way. Otherwise, nobody's going to be able to do what they need to do. Nobody's going to be able to make sure that the team is running well, right? Something I mentioned in the previous video is when you're the CEO, you're not just a chief executive officer. You're essentially the chief accountability officer, right? And this means that it's your job to make sure that everybody else is accountable to their job. Everybody else is accountable to their task. Everybody else is accountable to what they should be doing. Everybody's meeting the deadlines. Everybody is showing up on time, right? Even on Zoom meetings, is everybody showing their face? And if they're not showing their face on the Zoom meeting, why? Right? Because that's not to say that you can't trust your team members or that you shouldn't trust your team members, but not everybody is paying attention when you're on a Zoom meeting. So How do you ensure that everybody's paying attention? Well, everybody, you make it a standard for everybody to have their cameras on. And now maybe someone is in a t-shirt, somebody has no shirt on, right? So that now you got to implement, how do you say this? Now you got to implement, now you have to implement a dress code for everybody on the meeting. Like, you can't wear this and this and this, but as long as you have X, Y, and Z, you're good to go. Just a t-shirt, blah, 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 right? Like, you don't have to go crazy with it, but you do need to have it in place. Otherwise, what's going to happen? People are going to show up to meetings looking terrible, right? Not even looking professional if you are running a professional team, right? I know some people are like, yeah, you wear whatever you want, but that's not me. I'd much rather everybody show up with a standard, right? Because now I know that you're actually a member of this team, you're a functioning member of this team, right? The certain standards that you have for yourself, you need to start to replicate and duplicate that standard to everybody else on your team, right? And just like in yesterday's video when I was speaking about falling in love with receiving criticism, right? You must also allow your team to fall in love with criticism, right? You need to make it a standpoint that they should be okay with feedback and criticism, because not everybody is okay with feedback and criticism. Not everybody's going to take it as feedback. A lot of people will take it as criticism, right? And so it's your job as a CEO, as the chief accountability officer, ensuring that everybody is doing their job, doing their task. They are okay receiving feedback. They are okay, getting feedback and actually making sure that they are doing their tasks the most efficient, effective way possible. Because again, all of us need feedback, and feedback is how we properly do our jobs, properly do our tasks, right? So I'll give you guys a quick little breakdown of how the team looks so far. So you have me. Let's say I wouldn't call myself the CEO, but essentially I'm functioning as the CEO, right? Like, I'm literally making sure everything is running the way it needs to be run. Now we have the front facing our client, so everything is being built behind him. He's the face of the business, right? Then we have his daughter, and she's helping on the finance side and the accounting side, and she's also a coach. She also helps with the system side of things, right? Now we have one of our salespeople. So his main role is he's one of the coaches, right? That's his main role right now, and he helps on some of the tech side, right? And then we also have our editor, or the leader of all of our editors, right? And then we also have a virtual assistant who helps with emails, SMS, and a few other things. And then we also have now our new member who's in charge of our content and really strategy and directing, right? Directing our strategy and really making sure that our content is on point. Then we have, me, marketing, sales, tech, systems, product, right? I'm making sure the product is on point. I'm making sure our marketing makes sense for the product and making sure that it's on point. I'm making sure that our systems are in place, our automations are in place, right? I'm also a coach inside of the community, the product that we're building. I'm also creating the courses. Each coach is going to be creating a course, but I'm creating a majority of the courses, and I don't think that's going to change. I'm just because I'm still creating courses. I still have more courses to create and record and upload inside of the community. So that's a lot more stuff to do. I'm also making sure that I'm reaching out to the community members and giving them the type of feedback that they need. There's a few automations that I'm also creating this week, and let me see if I remember where I wrote these down. Let me see. Let me see. Where did I write those down? If I go to reminders. Yep, I found them. They're my reminders. You guys can't really see it, but essentially, new tools and things that I'm working on for the community right now is an accountability tracker for every member, a review sheet tracker for every member, and then a meeting form for every member. So essentially, how this is going to look is every time somebody wants us to review something, they can submit it inside of the form, and then we receive it on our end, and we're able to give them instant feedback. But also, before we have our meeting, we're also going to have a separate one. Hey, what would you like us to go over in this meeting? Fill it out, and then we're going to go by the order they come in, and now the meetings are able to run more smoothly and more effectively, right? Because now it's not waiting for everybody to, I want you to look at this, because that can make the meetings drag, right? So in order to have an effective meeting and a consistent meeting, now we're going to be giving people the meeting form to fill out, so that anything they want us to look at and review is going to be on that meeting form, and then it's going to come into Google through our Google stuff that we're going to set up on the back end. And so it's me always making sure that the product is as best as it could be, right? Everything looks on point. Everything is high quality. Everything is effective, right? Everything we're adding into the community is not just something that's not going to work a few months from now. Everything we're adding is things that will work years from now. And obviously the goal is to constantly update it. So we're going to constantly be updating everything. We're going to constantly making sure that everything is on point, right? Again, like when you're leading the team and you're leading the task, it's up to you to make sure everything works well. It's up to you to make sure everything is functioning. It's up to you to make sure that the team actually wins, right? Because when you lose, who's to blame? You're also to blame, right? So it's on you to make sure that everything is effective and everything is on point. This is why you want to use deadlines. This is why you want to set the example. This is why you want to set the tone right from the rip. Whenever somebody new joins the team, they see who's more like, one of the things the new guy we brought on today said, he was like, dude, you simplified this so well. Like, I'm glad that you're also, you also, I forget everything he said, but it was essentially like, he liked the way that I broke everything down for him. I understood everything about what we're doing, and that I'm also focused on marketing side of things, because a lot of the people he works with, they just say, yeah, just do it, right? They don't give him clear and open and even clear, direct instructions, right? So that's one of the things that you need to really, really work on when you're leading a team, is clear and direct instructions, because that's how they're going to know what to do. That's how they're going to move in the right direction. And that's how you're going to be able to give them feedback whenever they're not going in the direction that you want them to go into, right? So this video was more of just a business minded video, but I'm going to be bringing you guys a lot more leadership based content on leading a team, leading an effective team, leading a winning team, right? So I hope you guys stay tuned for that. So, we didn't talk about the outfit. So outfit is pretty simple today. No accessories except the sunglasses, because it's getting hotter outside. So we just got the t-shirt, we just got the suit jacket, pretty light colors. You could wear this with black pants, white pants, gray pants, blue pants, navy blue pants, green pants. You could do a few different combinations with this outfit, but kept it pretty simple for you guys today. So that's it for this video. I'll see you guys on the next one.